There are 5 signs that indicate when a woman perceives you as a man, meaning she doesn't see you just as a nice person to talk to out of convenience. She desires to advance in the relationship with you. There's a noticeable distinction when a woman sees you as a man, meaning someone who sparks desire, someone she'd like to kiss and be physically intimate with. If a woman sees you merely as a friendly individual, someone to chat with but at most as a friend or a brother, it's evident she doesn't consider you a desirable man. It's crucial for men to understand that women often make this distinction because it doesn't usually work the same way for most men. For many men, if a woman doesn't feel visual repulsion towards him, then physical involvement would be acceptable. For a woman to feel desire for a man, there are many issues beyond physical appearance, most of which are related to the man's behavior. If you want to know if a woman perceives you as a man or not, pay attention to these 5 signs. The first sign is when she begins asking personal questions about you, especially about your romantic history, if you've had previous relationships, and why they ended. She might also inquire about what you're looking for, whether it's just fun or something more serious. A woman who sees you as a man will ask these personal questions because she's evaluating whether she can become the important person in your life. Therefore, it's a significant sign if she starts asking these questions and shows interest in knowing about your family and romantic past. This indicates that she probably sees you as a man. Second sign, the woman is receptive to your flirtation. When I mention flirtation here, I'm not talking about starting a casual conversation, asking about the weather, or discussing future events like the next meeting, especially if you work together. I'm referring to flirtation personally or through messages. For example, you can say something like, "Wow, you smell nice today," in person, or send a message commenting on a photo where she's wearing lipstick that enhances her lips, like, "You look beautiful with that lipstick." This is clearly flirtation. If the woman is receptive to your flirtation, she laughs, responds with heart emojis in messages, or in person, when you're together, she doesn't pull away. On the contrary, she remains engaged in the conversation. It's important to note that there's a difference between a forced laugh followed by attempts to withdraw, or making excuses about having a boyfriend, and a genuine laugh accompanied by an open posture and interest in continuing the conversation. Third sign, an indicator that a woman sees you as a man is when she doesn't react physically when you approach. For example, if you're chatting about a meter away and you lean in a bit to listen better, you notice that she doesn't pull away or retract when you approach. She consistently shows receptivity to your physical proximity, showing no signs of discomfort or resistance. Fourth sign, she initiates physical contact. For example, she may touch your arm, your shoulders occasionally during the conversation, laugh, and play physically with you. If you're already in a stage of greater intimacy, this physical contact may be more frequent. A woman who shows desire for you will constantly seek this physical contact. However, it's important to analyze this sign in conjunction with the others to conclude whether she really sees you and desires you as a man. If she only touches you but pulls away when you approach and isn't receptive to your flirtation, she may see you only as a friend. Fifth sign, now, the fifth sign is when she is receptive to your language of desire. What does the language of desire mean? It's the way of communicating that seeks to create sexual tension subtly and indirectly during a conversation. This involves inserting small innuendos or double entendres into the conversation to stimulate the woman's libido and make her start fantasizing about things with you. All of this is done delicately, without disrespecting. Mastering this language is essential to awaken a woman's desire, being one of the pillars to make her fall in love. When a woman is receptive to your language of desire, it means she also sees you as a man. So, about the language of desire, imagine you're chatting with a slim woman. During the exchange of messages, she asks about your height and weight, and you ask the same question to her. Suppose she responds that she weighs 55 kilograms. As someone who understands the language of desire, you respond with something like, "Wow, 55 kilos. I can lift that easily." And add 3 dots in the message, or say this in person and laugh afterward. This subtle approach increases the chances of her starting to imagine intimate situations between you, like you lifting her, for example. It's a form of communication that doesn't disrespect but stimulates her imagination. To recap, here are the 5 signs that a woman sees you as a man. She asks personal questions about you. She laughs at your flirtation. She doesn't retract her body when you approach. She seeks physical contact and is receptive when you initiate it. She is receptive to the language of desire when you start to create sexual tension subtly. Now, you're better prepared to understand the signals that a woman is sending and deal with them. If this content was helpful to you, leave your like below. Your interaction is very important to me and helps me understand if my work is adding value to you. And don't forget to subscribe.